Hello, this is Sindhu Harshita from CSIT branch and my AIT Tech Talk topic for Python programming is create and run Python apps on your Android phone. Before getting into the topic, let us have an overview on Python. What is Python? Python is an interpreted, object oriented, high level programming language with dynamic semantics. Dynamic semantics in the sense its variables are dynamic objects. In simple words, Python lets you assign variables in a way that makes more sense to you than it does to the computer. Its high level built in data structures combined with dynamic typing and dynamic binding make it very attractive for rapid application development as well as for use as a scripting or glue language to connect existing components together. Python is simple, easy to learn syntax, emphasizes readability, and therefore reduces the cost of program maintenance. Python supports modules and packages, which encourages program modularity and code reuse. Python interpreter and the extensive standard library are available in source or binary form without charge for all major platforms and can be freely distributed. Python interpreter is a kind of program that executes other programs. When you write Python programs, it converts source code written by the developer into the intermediate language, which is again translated into the native language or machine language that is executed. Often, programmers fall in love with Python because of the increased productivity it provides. Since there is no compilation step, the editor's debug cycle is incredibly fast. Debugging Python program is easy. A bug or bad input will never cause a segmentation fault. Instead, when the interpreter discovers an error, it raises an exception. When the program doesn't catch the exception, the interpreter prints a stack trace. Stack trace prints all the calls prior to the function that raised an exception. A source level debugger allows inspection of local and global variables, evaluation of arbitrary expressions, setting breakpoints, stepping through the code a line at a time, and so on. The debugger is written in Python itself, testifying to Python's introspective power. On the other hand, often the quickest way to debug a program is to add a few print statements to the source. The fast editor's debug cycle makes this simple approach very effective. Python for Android. Python for Android is an open source build tool to let you package Python code into a standalone Android APKs. So, Python apps built with Kiwi cannot be directly transferred to Android phone as these devices only support APK, Android Application Package. These can be passed around, installed, or uploaded to marketplaces such as the Play Store, just like any other Android app. This tool was originally developed for the Kiwi cross platform graphical framework but now supports multiple bootstraps and can be easily extended to package other types of Python apps for Android. Python for Android supports two major operations. First, it can compile the Python interpreter, its dependencies, backend libraries, and Python code for Android devices. This stage is fully customizable. You can install as many or few components as you like. The result is a standalone Android project which can be used to generate any number of different APKs, even with different names, icons, Python code, etc. The second function of Python for Android is to provide a simple interface to these distributions to generate from such a project a Python APK with build parameters and Python code to this. Learning and using Python is fun thanks to its growing popularity. There are plethora of ways it can be used to make the world of computing better than what it is today. Imagine building and running Python applications, whether it's a command line tool developed to fetch your favorite curated articles from the internet or standing a web server that runs right in the palm of your hand, all with just a Android mobile device and open source tools. This would change how you view your mobile entirely, changing it from a device that merely lets you consume content to a device that helps you be creative. We will be demonstrating all of the tools, software packages, steps, and all the bells and whistles required to build, run, and test a simple Python application on any other Android mobile device. I use the Flask framework to create a simple Hello World app running on a simple but powerful web server. And best of all, it happens on the phone. No laptop or desktop is required. Firstly, we need to install Termux on Android. First, install the Termux application. Termux is a powerful terminal emulator that offers all most popular Linux commands plus hundreds of additional packages for easy installation. It doesn't require any special permissions. You can use either the default Google Play Store or open source app repository F-Droid to install. Once you have installed Termux, launch it and perform a few requisite software installations using Termux pkg command. Using Termux package command, subscribe to the additional repository root repo. Perform an Android to bring all the installed software up to date. Finally, install Python now. Now, once the installation and auto setup of configuration is complete, it's time to build your application. Build an app for Android on Android. Now that you have a terminal installed, you can work on your Android phone largely as if it were just another Linux computer. Linux is an operating system. This is a great demonstration of just how powerful a terminal really is. Start by creating a project directory. Here we used make directory and change directory commands. Next, create a Python virtual environment. This is a common practice among Python developers and it helps keep your Python project independent of your development system. In this case, your phone within your virtual environment, you'll be able to install Python modules specific to your app. VENV module provides support for creating lightweight virtual environments with their own site directories, optionally isolated from system site directories. Activate your virtual environment. Note that the two dots at the start are separated by a space. Notice that your shell prompt is now preceded by env to indicate that you are in a virtual environment. Now install the Flask Python module using pip. Write Python code on Android. You are all set up. All you need now is to write the code for your app. To do this, you should have experience with a classic text editor. I use VI. If you are unfamiliar with VI, install and try Vim Tutor application, which, as its name suggests, can teach you how to use this editor. If you have a different editor you prefer, such as Joe, Jed, Joe, or Emacs, you can install and use one of those instead. For now, because this demonstration app is so simple, you can also just use the shell's Heridoc function, which allows you to enter the text directly at your prompt. And I have written the code here. That's just 6 lines of code, but with that you import Flask, create an app and route incoming traffic to the function called hello world. Now you have the web server code ready. It's time to set up some environment variables and start a web server on your phone. I have written the commands below. After starting your app, you see this message. This indicates that you now have a tiny web server running on localhost. that is your device. This server is listening for requests looking for port 5000. Open your mobile, browse and navigate to this link to see your web app, and it will be opened in the phone. You haven't compromised your phone security. You're only running a local server, meaning that your phone isn't accepting requests from the outside world. Only you can access your flash server. To make your server visible to others, you can disable flash debugging mode by adding host is equals to 0.0.0.0 to run the command. This does open ports on your phone, so use this widely. This is the command here. Stop the server by pressing Ctrl plus C. Use the special termux key for control. So this is one of the examples in which we create and run Python apps on Android phone. Your phone is probably not the ideal server platform for a serious web app, but this demonstrates that the possibilities are endless. You might program on your Android phone just because it's a convenient way to stay in practice, or because you have an exciting new idea for localized web apps, or maybe you just happen to use a Flask app for your own daily tasks. As Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge, and this is a fun little project for any new coder or seasoned Linux or Android enthusiast. It can be expanded to endless levels, so let your curiosity take over and make something exciting. Thank you.